Hi everyone, I am about to make a pomegranate themed soap, and this is some ground pomegranate fruit. When I first bought it, it was already powdered, but then after sitting it kind of chunked up a bit, so I ground it up again, which seemed to work pretty well. And I'm going to use this on the bottom layer. And I think it might be a little bit scrubby, but not, it shouldn't be too bad. Last time I used this, I did an infusion with the oil, but this time I'm going to actually leave it in. So my last videos have been live, by the way, and there's a couple of technicalities I'm going to have to work through with that. So I thought I would just make a recorded video to try to maybe do a little bit better. And I'm gonna just try to sift out some pomegranate to make it, just the small pieces. So I'll be back. So the pomegranate is actually, it is actually really sticky. So I kind of ditched that idea of sifting it because I've concluded that it must be due to the sugar content that sifting is not working with that. So it looks like the chunks break up after it's been blended. They break up pretty well. So I'm just going to rely on my stick blender to hopefully get the job done. Alright, so next I have to go make my lye solutions. This is going to be a 2-part soap, so there will be 2 lye solutions. Now I'm measuring out my water. Oops. Hold that thought, because I didn't turn the scale on. It would help if I had the scale on. It's kind of required. Okay. Oops, that's a little bit too much, but that's going to be okay. I put a water discount on this anyway, so I did go a little bit over on the one side. Just trying to be... That's about more of what I wanted. Okay, so I have some distilled water. Okay. I also distill my own water, but I'm not able to quite distill as much as I need, so I also have to buy some. So next I'm going to get the lye. Okay, I have a big bucket of lye that seals tightly because you have to keep the air out. I can do this because I go through a lot of lye, and I go through my lye quickly. So I'm able to actually store it in a big bucket like this. But most of the time you probably want to get smaller containers of lye. Okay, so I have one for the first part. And then one for the second. And then I have to make sure every single part of the lid is sealed when I put this lye away, so it doesn't chunk up with moisture. Alright, so that one already has it. This one needs it. This up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to move the lye out of the room, and then I'm going to measure my oils. Now I'm starting to measure my oils, so I'm going to measure the same thing twice for each side. And I'm using Organic Sustainable Palm Oil, which makes great soap. And I used to use regular palm oil, and I have switched to the Organic Round Table Sustainable Palm Oil because I feel that it's important to support more sustainable agriculture. Just a little bit more. Just a teensy bit more. Come on. Okay. Okay, that's the first ingredient. My next ingredient is organic cocoa butter. So let me get the cocoa butter. I also like this unrefined. It has a chocolate smell, and I like that. But some people don't like that. A little bit does pass into the soap, but since I'm adding fragrance and essential oils to the soap, probably won't be able to smell it, but hold on, I forgot to tear the scale, so now I have to take the weight and then minus it. Hold on, let me get a pen. Of course I forgot that. So it was 22.9, now it's 24.35. Okay, gotta carry a number. No, you don't. Hold on a second, let me figure this out, I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I figured out what I have to do. Because I didn't tear the scale, so I had to add the weights to figure out what it has to add up to. Nobody likes to do math under pressure. So in this box, it's like one big giant cocoa butter, so I use this knife to break it up, and then I'm able to grab some and add it into the pot. This time, I'm gonna not make the mistake I made last time. I'm gonna tear the scale. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're good. We're good on that. Next, I have coconut oil. I'm kind of scooping it out of this bucket. Okay, now that's all the hard oils, so I'm going to melt them. Now I have to add the liquid oils. I'll just show one of them. I'm going to do the same thing twice. Okay, that's sunflower. Rice bran. And this one is organic jojoba. Now I'm going to mix the scent oils, which is going to be a combination of fragrance and essential oil. I like to use mason jars for this. And the fragrance is going to be a pomegranate fragrance. And the essential oil is going to be 5X orange essential oil. So I'm just looking where my amounts. Okay, 3 ounces. Smells really nice. Okay, this one is empty, so I gotta open the next one. It's harder to pour from the top than it is the bottom. It comes out so fast. But I got it. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a little splash of this orange 5X essential oil. Okay, and that is my scent oils. Measuring in ounces, I like to have all of my amounts plus or minus 0.05, so that's good. One of them I got exactly what I wanted, and the other one I went just a tad over, so that's going to be okay because I'm within the range I want to. And let's see, what's next? I guess next is time to make soap. The 4 molds I'm going to fill are going to be these ones, and I have it angled, like I have these on the side in order to create an angle so that the bottom, there will be a bottom layer and there will be a top layer, but the bottom layer will be poured with an angle. So I have these molds and mold ends, just, you know, whatever I could find inside to stop it from falling. So that's kind of what's going on here. And I'm going to mix the bottom layer, which is going to have the pomegranate in it and some rose clay. So the rose clay I'm adding in because I'm not quite sure if the pomegranate will just make it look brown. So I'm hoping that the rose clay will cause a little bit more of a pink. And I'm just going for like a solid layer. So there's not a swirl or anything, but I'm just going to add in some of the rose clay to the oils. And then I'm going to add in some of the pomegranate. And I'm doing it now before I mix the lye so that it gets mixed in well. So there's a good amount of pomegranate. There we go. I just moved you down. Alright, I'm also going to open the blinds to see if I can get a little more light in here. Hang on. Now I am ready to get this one going. So here is the fragrance and essential oil, scenting oils. And I have my lye solution that I mixed earlier, so we're going to get started. So far that color looks pretty good for pomegranate, so we'll see what happens. There are some, I guess, smaller chunks in there, but it seems to be breaking up pretty nicely. I don't mind a little bit of like speckles and whatnot because I do hope that you can kind of feel it in the bottom part of the soap, whereas the top part will be more smooth. And I'm ready to scent. So let's pour it in and see what happens. Maybe it will speed up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not trying to do anything intricate in this layer, but this layer will give me an idea of what I can accomplish on layer 2. It is speeding up. It's getting a lot thicker. Okay, so that's okay. Probably time to pour it. And let's see. I have like a mold over here, like an extra soap mold to just put my stuff in. Okay, so there we go. Come with me. Oops, I knocked down my blender and made a mess anyway. Oh well. Hopefully that's the worst thing that happens. Okay, I'm going to take this tray and just kind of try to shake them all down a little bit. And let me grab something. Hold on. I'll be right back. I need like a million more spatulas because I wanted to use all of this and I just couldn't find my spatula. I had to go get one, had to go find one, which was, you know, not an easy task. Okay. Had to go clean one actually. Okay, so now I wanted it to be like kind of an even line, so I'm gonna do my best, but you know, it's handmade, so they're not gonna look exactly alike. Of course, one thing I could do, since it's kind of setting up a lot quicker, it might look more like a mountainscape instead of a straight line. That's okay. Just trying to maybe even these out a little bit. Did sure set up fast though, so it didn't set up in a bad way, like it wasn't an instant setup, but it was not messing around with me. It was pretty quick. That's kind of good though, because for the next layer, I need this layer to be really set up. Okay, so that's gonna be good. And I'm gonna have to clean up the mold a little bit too. So I have some places here where I want to get the sides clear, so that the next level is not going to be contaminated with color from the first layer. Sorry that the focus is changing because I'm kind of moving around in front of, behind the camera. Just trying to get this clean so that the next layer is gonna look something like I imagined. You know, it doesn't always go exactly what I thought, but if it always turns out, you know, it goes. It turns into something. Okay. So on the next level, I kind of imagined white. So what I might have to do is mix that white color before I use the fragrance. Oh, almost missed a little bit over here. There we go. Man, it's setting up so fast. I can probably remove it already. All right. So I will be back in just a minute. Well, instantly for you. So I've taken out the middle layer, and now you can kind of see, you know, that there's like an angle line on each of these. So now I'm going to do the top layer. And I'm going to try for a pot swirl with some merlot mica. No, merlot sparkle mica. Okay, merlot sparkle mica. Merlot sparkle mica. Okay, yeah. I can say it 5 times fast. Okay, I need a new set of gloves. So hang on. And I have the same oils. Just you know, this. I just did everything twice, and it's going to be the same oil mix, the same everything, except I'm running out of titanium dioxide, but I'm gonna add it into my oils before I get started, already knowing that my base, I want it to be like more white. This might lighten my merlot sparkle. Let's see. That might be enough. Okay, oh, I gotta get my other stick blender. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna mix this in. I did want to add some diamond dust mica to it because I wanted to just have a little bit of sparkly in it too. Woo! That should be a good amount. About that much. That's what I was going for. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so now it looks more white, a lot more white. And we'll see. I know I've done soap with this before, and I can't remember exactly how it turned out, but I know that I used it and I liked it. And I thought, like, just based on this color, it looked like a good thing to do with pomegranate. So I'm going to try and do some in this little container off to the side over there where my finger is twirly, and see if I can do a pot swirl. Okay, so I guess I'm ready to get going. I'm a little nervous because I'm like taking a deep breath. Because I know it's going to speed up and swirling is going to be more difficult for me, but that's okay. We'll get through it. It'll look beautiful no matter how it turns out because it's handmade soap. Okay, I'll put this off to the side. Let's see. There we go. I just had a little bit of soap from the last mix. Let's pour some in here. And let's add the merlot sparkle. There we go again. Merlot sparkle. Why can't I say that? You know, I was coming up for a name for a body butter, and I haven't made it yet, so I shouldn't even say what it is. But the name that I wanted is Buddy's Better Body Butter. And I can say that like 5 times fast, but Merlot sparkle just gives me trouble. I'm going to need to blast this. Try to get most of that off. And I didn't want to put that blender back in, but I guess it's okay. It might end up altering this white color a little bit, but it will stay in the same like family of colors, so to speak. All right. Now I'm going to have to mix in the fragrance, at which point it will just fly all the way to the sky. So I'm going to put most of it in there. And it's turning me a little bit more yellow. That's okay. It's getting thick too, so let's get rid of the blender and start to work without it. Yeah, it's that orange essential oil. It does add a little bit of color to the soap, which is why I kept the amount low, but I also really like it. It smells so good. Okay, so let's try for an in the pot. Okay, and then I'll do just once. It's already getting so thick, so I need to quickly come over here, come with me, and pour it in before it goes nuts. Oh, I kind of like how it looks, has like a ribbon look. I might have to just drop these individually because the whole thing is not working. I'm recording, right? Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm going to be planing the tops of these, so I don't have to worry about the tops being perfect or artistic or whatever. Okay, so that is my pomegranate soap that I made, which will kind of be triangular looking. Let's see if you can kind of see it in the bottom. You see how like there's kind of like an angle. It's not a completely straight line because I'm not perfect. It's about as perfect as I am. And I will have to come back at a future date to cut these, unless I can figure out how to merge these videos together. I'm using my phone, and I upgraded my computer, and I don't have all the software I used to have, and long story, and blah blah blah. So I'm working with what I have for now until I come up with some money and some technology and all that